we're back. We got through. Wake up.
What?
We got through phase 3 of Marvel, and it took us 40 minutes. And we have more.
We have a lot more, and there's so much fun awaiting.
Part 2, baby.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right,
we're back. Here we are. We are starting off with a doozy.
This was not a good movie to start out on next phase.
Yeah, especially something so prominent. You don't want to go all the way back. This movie should have happened probably after Age of Ultron.
I think this should have happened probably like after the first Avengers.
Yeah, that's really true. This is another one of those movies, like Thor: The Dark World, where I wish I could have put it in the don't want to see. Yeah, interesting choice after Endgame.
Far From Home and Endgame,
Yeah, to just go into this direction. Very forgettable movie. Acting was really, really bad. I think Florence Pugh is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think she's solid in this. But yeah, man, this might actually be worse than Thor: The Dark World.
in my opinion, this was a little bit better than Thor: The Dark World. I think this is a fun movie, only because of Taskmaster. When Taskmaster's identity was revealed, I lost all interest in the movie. They completely butchered the character.
Oh, so bad.
But for the scenes that we did get of Taskmaster, really cool.
Yeah, that's good. The next one is Shang-Chi. I am putting this in A tier, and I'm putting it pretty high. It's in the middle of the A tier for me. I think it's the best MCU origin story in the entire thing.
In the entire thing. Okay.
And again, I think Iron Man 1, I put it in S tier just because of it being iconic. But I still think that this is the best superhero origin single. You know, I have it just behind Guardians for me. Where I really loved this movie. Thought it was super cool. The action in it is incredible.
There's no doubt about
I think it's the best action in a long time from the MCU. I'm really worried because I feel like it could be a Doctor Strange thing where you don't get a second sequel until forever.
Yeah.
And that worries me a little bit. Because
so it could ruin it over time?
Well, not even just ruin it, but I think, like, what do you do with the people won't care about the character. Yeah. This guy was awesome.
He was awesome.
Yeah, I love this movie.
I would put it below Black Panther, but it is not one of my favorites to go in A and S. Okay. I did like Shang-Chi's character. I liked the dynamic with his dad, and I wish we could have seen more on the origin of the 10 rings.
Yeah.
The action was amazing. The characters were really good, except Katie. I think Awkwafina is just very difficult and annoying.
She's the same character and everything. That's the problem.
Yeah. I don't... If she wasn't in this movie, I doubt anything would change. And she's not my favorite. That's why I don't think this is an A or S tier movie. But for the other stuff, it is really good. It's fun and enjoyable.
Yeah, that's good.
Eternals, what a movie! I haven't seen this, so
I actually haven't either. So that's easy money.
See, I haven't seen this, but I don't want to see it.
Really?
I don't want to see it.
I would like to watch it.
Yeah.
Just to see what it's about. I think the cast is interesting enough.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen this movie. It's been a long time. Maybe when, again, you have more projects coming out that's more prominent for this. I've heard from people that the Eternals has no significance.
Yeah.
And so that for me makes it easy to watch whenever. And so I would like to, maybe this week, I'm home alone all week without my wife and baby. And so maybe this week is the week, Brandon.
I mean, you could.
Yeah.
You could.
Maybe I get bored and I watch the Eternals.
I did hear that people said that this should have been a Disney Plus show because of how many characters were in this.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, like Guardians, we don't know much about them until the first movie.
Yeah.
But thing is, Guardians worked because of, like, we kind of knew them. Their stories actually worked, but these people all come from the same place. They're not unique at all.
Yeah.
Besides the powers. And the Celestials I heard were really cool, but this, I don't want to see it.
Wow.
I don't think so.
Okay. What about this next one, though?
This is going to be, there's no doubt where this is going.
You know, you say that. It's very interesting that you say that.
Do you have a different opinion?
I do, actually.
Explain yourself.
So, well, now I'm looking at my list. Now I'm second guessing myself.
Come on, gut feeling. What are you going to do?
Man, this was so much fun in a movie theater that I have to put it behind Endgame. I love this movie. I grew up watching Tobey Maguire. I grew up as a teenager watching Andrew Garfield.
Yep.
And obviously as like a young adult with the MCU and everything. So I have a vested interest in all three Spider-Man that are here. Actually, Andrew's my favorite. I know that's a hot take. We might have
I think
about that later.
I think all three show a different good personality of Spider-Man. Like Tobey showed, I think he showed the best, like, I don't know how to say it. I think he showed the best hero side of Spider-Man. I think Tom showed the best Peter Parker and kid-like part of him, and I think Andrew showed the best, like, appearance of Spider-Man and the struggle as well.
Yeah.
Tom did really good with that too, but I think Andrew's really good.
This movie's so good, and even speaking of Tom's struggle, they made that decision to
wipe him from Earth.
To unalive Aunt May as well. And I thought the way that rooftop scene where he's at Middleton, Midtown, sorry, Middleton. When he's at Midtown and his friends come to help him and he's like, you don't understand, you don't know, like that is great acting. And a lot of times Spider-Man movies just get kind of jumped in for the action or the CGI, and that was really good acting. When you have Andrew talking about Gwen, and when you have Toby talking about Uncle Ben and all of these things, you know what I mean? I just, such a good movie.
It is.
And I think they left it in a spot, especially with kind of where it ended. I think they left it in a spot where you could see these three on screen again.
Yeah.
Probably an Into the Spider-Verse movie.
Probably not probably Spider-Man 4, because they need a standalone film right now.
Yeah.
Maybe in Secret Wars then in the future.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, everyone did so well. Doctor Strange was a little out of character.
A little bit.
But all the villains coming back, that was just beautiful. They own the roles, you can't tell me otherwise. So yeah, this is great.
And the last thing I'll say about this, I've heard people say that the Spider-Man Home trilogy, the Homecoming and Far From Home and No Way Home, that it's actually one large origin story for Peter. And I love seeing it through that lens. I think it makes all three of those movies insanely better, is when you look at him as three parts of an origin story. Spot. Then we got Multiverse of Madness, man.
This was, when the trailer for this came out, this seemed like an overhyped movie. Like it was going to be crazy. There was going to be so much happening. And then I was disappointed.
Yeah. This movie, everybody in the rumor mill, everybody was coming back for this movie, if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was coming back. It's another really forgettable movie for me. I do think it's better than Thor: The Dark World. I think it's better than Black Widow. But it's not good. It's not good. it was trying to be too many different things. It was trying to continue the old Doctor Strange kind of lineage and his trajectory. It tried to be a little bit of horror.
Yeah.
It tried to be scary, tried to be dark. They tried to satisfy those cameo things. You did get Professor X.
But that neck snapping...
I know.
No.
John Krasinski finally, getting into... Yeah.
He should have stayed as the character, honestly.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. With the Mandalorian actor becoming Mr. Fantastic,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he'll surprise me. Who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, man, it is just not very good.
If I had to choose between the first Doctor Strange and this, I'd choose the first Doctor Strange.
Yes. Which I didn't expect that going in. I thought we were getting a better movie.
Yeah.
We did. Same thing with Thor, man.
I'm gonna put this in don't want to see, and I'm gonna put that above Eternals because of how much I don't want to see it.
You haven't seen this movie?
No, I.
Oh, okay, all right.
This was definitely a movie that the producers and the creators did not care what happened. They did not care about the timing or the emotion that was building in this. I think they just really wanted to try and make money. That's why Taika Waititi wanted to do these movies, because he just wanted the money to feed his family.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good reason, but this movie was not executed well. Like, it was like Ragnarok. It did not really balance the humor well in some parts, but this was just all out.
This was the end game of what you get from Ragnarok. And it's not good. To be honest, it's not good. But Christian Bale is an amazing antagonist in this movie. He is trying so hard in the scenes that he's there, even though the rest of the movie is just so ridiculous and so crazy. And I really think that is what makes this movie a movie that you don't probably... It's not going to be on your top list or anything like that.
Right.
But it's a fun movie to revisit every now and then. It does lean super heavy into the humor. It leans way too much into the comedy. They don't really have a good story for it. Was it necessary? Probably not. This is the only character to have 4 movies in the MCU. As of right now. And it's totally not earned. No. It's not earned. And I don't like that. Lady Thor as well was just
I think Thor 5, if they do really well with it, actually try and take care of the character. Yeah. I think we can pretend that Love and Thunder doesn't exist. The 5th Thor will be the 4th one.
Yeah, that's a good perspective to put on it, for sure.
Now we get to the shows.
Yes.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. I have not seen this, but I kind of do.
You have WandaVision?
I have seen WandaVision, yes.
Oh, okay, cool. So we started with Falcon?
Yeah.
All right. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Go ahead. Keep going.
See, I have not... I've only seen, the ending of the final battle in the last episode, but I have not seen the rest of the series. So I don't really know what to go off of, but I think this probably could have been a movie, but maybe get rid of certain things to really make it a good movie. Yeah, I have to think back with these shows a lot of the time. I really love The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think it's a great ground type movie. I think it's one of the better MCU shows. It wrestles a lot with the question of who can really step into that Captain America mantle and title, and what they're trying to do, how the government's trying to use it, and those kind of things. I would have liked to see Bucky be the next Cap. I think that's, especially the MCU version. Yeah, it's a way to redeem him in such a cool way. But from what I saw in the finale, she did not seem like a good villain. She just felt everything she said contradicted the last thing. And that's probably a bad reason to watch the show. If John Walker or Baron Zemo was the main villain of the show, it probably would have been better.
Yes, Zemo should have been. Yes, Zemo should have been in this movie, or been in the show.
Way more than he was.
Way more than he was. He should have been the focal point, and he wasn't. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
And honestly, man, we talked about his dad already, Wyatt Russell.
Yep.
Man, there's never been a character that you want to punch in the mouth more than him. And that to me is like, I want to see more of him. I can't wait to see more from him. I think that'll be just a really cool thing. So I'm excited to see where that goes. And for that reason, I think it's a C tier. It's very forgettable. A lot of these shows completely, honestly, are. They're kind of more of what you would think of like canon fodder. They're fillers, but they're not necessary. It'll be interesting to see how Captain America Brave New World kind of works out, because when that comes out, I think that's when you're going to see how impactful this was.
Okay. Then we have WandaVision. This, when I saw the first episode, I loved it. This was a great show. Each episode stood out in its own way, and the story, the twists and turns in it. My only complaint was her character arc at the end, but then it was redone in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. Again, if they had built off of this show into Multiverse of Madness, it would have made more sense. But they kind of just redid her trauma and everything she was doing.
I put it above Shang-Chi. It was a fun show. Everyone was great.
Yeah, I really loved WandaVision, and I thought it was really cool too. Those first few episodes were really creative with how they shot it, how they did the story. I thought bringing back some of the Fox X-Men, you know what I mean? Like being able to do that was really cool.
It was wasted though.
It was wasted. Totally
yeah,
it was wasted. But yeah, it's a solid show. It's one of the better MCU shows for sure.
It is.
Yes.
Great start.
Yes.
Then we have Loki.
Oh man.
Now this is a great show. You can't change my mind. We get two versions of Loki in the MCU. We have one from the Infinity Saga and this one from the Multiverse Saga.
Yep.
And we get to see each version grow in their own way. And I think that this one is the better version of Loki.
Oh, okay.
And I think the time travel and the story, as well as the character development, was really good. Owen Wilson as Mobius is fun. He is fun.
Owen Wilson's a fun character in general.
I think the first season was a great introduction, but then we get to the second season, much better. And then to see his sacrifice at the end, it was amazing. They used Kang a little badly, but really good show. I would put it in high A tier. I put it above Ragnarok.
Yeah, I actually am gonna go right there with you. And I haven't even seen season 2.
You haven't?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I haven't had time. But I do know kind of some of the story threads and kind of where things end. I'm excited. Maybe again this week I can binge that series. But I love Loki, man. Season 1 I thought was incredible.
Yep.
It was unlike anything I've seen too. I think anytime the MCU does things that are different, it's always refreshing because they've kind of built a formula and they've built a way of doing things. And so anytime they deviate from that, no pun intended with all the timelines, but anytime they ever deviate from that, I feel like it's really solid. And I love the twists and turns of the TVA, man. You never know
what they're doing,
what they're up to, who's bad, who's not, who can you trust, who can't you. Really, really cool.
It was, yeah. And then we get What If. So I told you this before. When I first saw the episodes, my brain was hurting because of how many great moments in the MCU happened. But then they were just flipped upside down. Everything was weird, but then it was fun. The first season really was planned out really well, but the second season was haywire. There were only a few episodes I liked in that one, and then the finale just came out of nowhere. But this is a fun show. If you want something really different and exciting, then this is a great show to watch.
Yep. This is another one that I haven't seen season 2 of, but I have seen season 1.
Okay.
And I really love What If. I don't think it's as good just because you don't know the significance. And maybe that's part of the appeal for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Is that it's not significant to the MCU. At least the first season wasn't. Maybe second season, maybe I'm just talking out of ignorance, I don't know. I do enjoy it more than Guardians and definitely some of that. Put it actually in the upper C tier for me.
Okay.
But it is fun, man. You do get Chadwick Boseman's last portrayal as Black Panther in this as well, and so that again just makes it super special. But it's a fun show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to check out some.
Hawkeye. I have not seen this.
Really?
No.
Okay.
But I think I would like to see it more than Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
See, I heard a lot of people say that this wasn't really Hawkeye's show, it was more Kate Bishop's.
Mm-hmm.
And Clint having to deal with the trauma from seeing Natasha die.
Yeah.
I think that is a pretty good character arc to build from.
Yep.
But you've seen this, yeah?
I have.
What would you think?
I love this movie again because it feels different, and I would agree. It's Kate Bishop's show. They do some slight mantle passing, not entirely yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Clint is still around, definitely still active, but Kate is taking on a bigger role. You get Kingpin.
Yes.
In the MCU. Granted, it's a very different thing. I don't know how you spin off into Echo from this, but they did. And so, yeah, Hawkeye it's a good show. I think what makes it so much fun too is it is unequivocally Christmas.
Yes. And
we have needed good Christmas themed stuff, man. And I loved Hawkeye for that reason. I thought it was really, really cool.
Then we get to Moon Knight.
Wow.
So, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I really liked the show. There were some things that were a little iffy, but this show was really good for what was really good about it. I think this was a little bit better than Shang-Chi, but not better than WandaVision.
Okay.
And I think Oscar Isaac is an amazing actor, switching between the different personalities.
Yeah.
And people are saying, oh, this should have been TVMA. But not everything has to be TVMA. Like, if you want to make a good movie or show, I think you should probably let it be enjoyable for everyone. So it's not just for a specific audience.
Yeah. Yeah, I think on his acting alone. Well, thank my setup for not working.
Bad setup. Bad.
I know, bad setup. So if you look at both of our lists here, we have a lot of lists from X-Men. I have the X-Men 2 and X-Men 1 in the B tier. I have Last Stand and Wolverine Origins in the C tier. I actually haven't seen a lot of the X-Men movies. You haven't seen much of any of them.
Yeah, I've only seen one.
Yep. And so anyway, so we had that. Then we also ranked Deadpool, which you haven't seen, didn't want to see. And I ranked it in the C tier. We have Deadpool 2 is the next one here.
Definitely don't want to see that either. I don't care. I don't really care about it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one that again, I think I saw it one time. I don't think I would go back and watch it. But if you like that character, you're probably going to be really happy with who it is. So, anyway, then we have the New Mutants, which I haven't seen. I don't want to see. That's one of the ones that I don't care to see.
I haven't heard of this until like a few weeks ago, so
Really?
I don't have any interest in this.
Yeah, they tried to brand it as an X-Men like horror movie, and I don't think they did a very good job from what I've read and seen. So
Definitely not good.
yes.
Then we get to the original, where it all started. Well, almost all started.
Oh man, these movies. Man, Spider-Man 1, to me, it is not C tier. I'm just using that to move it up. This movie is A tier. This movie is so good.
I put it in A tier, but I like most of the other projects ahead of it.
Really?
Yeah, it's a peak Spider-Man film, but I think all the others do stuff really well.
See, this is the top of my A tier.
Very top.
The very top. And maybe that's just nostalgia. You gotta remember, I was a child. I was but a wee lad when this thing came out.
Such a little chipper.
So good. And what's even better is Spider-Man 2 is S tier, because that movie is even better than the first one.
I'm gonna put that above Iron Man 3. I think Winter Soldier is a little bit better.
Wow, man.
It's just my opinion. I'm sorry.
Man, I will put it. I think I will put it behind Black Panther, Civil War, No Way Home, Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Infinity War and Endgame. But man, Spider-Man 2 is just so good.
Spider-Man 3. That's going in low B tier.
Really?
Because the story is just not good. There's so much talking. And MJ's just annoying.
Yes.
She's annoying. The only reason I like this movie, and I'm not putting it straight in C, is because of Boldy McGuire. He is the best part of this movie without a doubt.
Yeah. I think that this movie is kind of in between some of those Marvel shows. Mm-hmm. This movie has grown on me a lot, but I put it kind of in that middle C tier for me, or the upper C tier, I should say. It's a good movie. It's very forgettable. The acting has not aged very well.
Yeah.
But man, such a fun movie. We were actually even just talking about how this is probably the weakest Venom.
Oh yeah.
That we've seen, and
it's not Topher Grace's fault. It's not his fault. It's just the way they wrote the character. Did not execute well.
Yep.
Then we have Amazing Spider-Man. See, this is one of those movies, like, over time, people have loved it more than originally.
Yep.
I think it's underrated, but it is not absolutely the best. I liked it more than Far From Home, I would say.
More than Far From Home.
Uh-huh.
Wow. I like this one actually better than. I'm gonna put this at the top of the B tier for me.
Okay.
Because I really love this. I love it more than the Homecoming. I really think that it's a fun movie. I think that they do Peter Parker right. I think they do Spider-Man right. I love Doc Connors being kind of the focal point here. They adapted a lot from the Ultimate comic series with Oscorp kind of running everything and kind of being the origin for everything. Mm-hmm. And I really loved. I love Andrew Garfield so much, man.
He's the best.
He's the best.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now this is a movie. Let's say that this is a movie. So there are some good parts of this.
Yep.
The suit is stunning.
It's the best adaptation.
Electro's theme, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The visuals, beautiful. The story, no. It was just too much. There was stuff that didn't need to be needed. I don't think it handled well, honestly, so I'm gonna put this low C tier. I did enjoy it more than I enjoyed it more than Dark World, but not as much.
Wow. I love this movie.
You love it.
I love this movie, and I know this might be the one thing that I can put in a spot that probably doesn't deserve. But I love this movie. I'm gonna put it in the low B tier for me.
I can just hear all the people screaming.
I know, man. I
They're
love.
just like, how dare you!
I love this movie.
Oh my gosh. We have Venom. I have not seen his movies,
Oh, really?
and I don't think it's a movie I don't want to see, but it's not like I'm missing out on anything. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it above Marvel's.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it right around where I have Spider-Man 3, kind of in this C tier. It's a fun movie. Tom Hardy's great.
Mm-hmm.
They do a good job. I don't like the CGI. It's very noticeable. It's very obvious, and the story's not very good. They take some liberty with kind of his origin, but yeah, man, it's a solid first movie. It's a lower tier movie for me, but it's okay.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, come on, man.
What a
movie. Is this even a question? It's definitely C tier. No, I'm joking.
That's that high?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Wow.
that high. I think this is the it is the greatest
Animated movie, Spider-Man movie.
I think it's the greatest superhero movie.
Really?
I think it's the greatest superhero movie of all time. I say that. Yeah, I am going to put it above Infinity War.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I have to. This movie is unlike anything else.
Fair point.
And all those same emotions that I felt watching Infinity War, I felt watching Into the Spider-Verse. And there is something so beautiful about the animation, the voice acting,
The story.
the storyline. They made this movie work, and it's unequivocally Spider-Man. Sorry, I'm hiccuping. This movie, if you want to understand who Spider-Man is,
This is the movie.
this movie will explain that to you.
I would put this in S tier, but I think I prefer No Way Home more because of how much time I've grown up with all the characters in the movie. This one was just thrown in all the Spider-Man and we only focus on one.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, everything was beautiful about this. And I really liked it, but I liked other projects more than that.
Yeah, it's true.
What do we have next?
Oh, I put Spider-Man.
Oh. Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Oh, man.
I don't want to see this.
Yeah, it's not good. It is not good. Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassie does not make sense. Yeah, it's not good.
No?
I did not like it. Very forgettable. Kind of makes me nervous about this third one coming out. But yeah,
We'll see what they do.
we'll have to see what they end up doing for sure.
Fantastic Four.
Have you seen any of these movies?
Yes, I have seen all the three.
Okay.
So Iron Man, the first Iron Man, and the original Fantastic Four were the first Marvel movies I watched.
Oh wow. Okay.
So this is a bit of a nostalgia for me. I loved this as a little kid, but over time I'm like, what is this? So it's not my favorite. I think I enjoyed it more than Spider-Man 3, honestly.
Okay.
Like, pretty good characters. Dr. Doom, a little weird and wasted, but not terribly. We'll get to that soon with the other movie, but
Yep.
I put that there.
Yeah, I would put it right above Venom in my list. I think it's a really solid movie. I love it. But yeah.
Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer.
See, this is where stuff starts to go downhill a little bit. This one's an okay movie. It's nothing to write home about though, man.
Yeah.
And I don't like this movie.
It definitely faded there was just so much going on. I think they were trying to rush the stories. And Galactus being a cloud is not threatening.
Yeah, no, not at all.
It's not fun.
This is another one of those that I wish I didn't see.
Okay.
Fan Four Stick. Man, this movie's bad.
I'm gonna put that right above Quantumania.
Wow.
It is that bad. I think no one is casted right at all. Doctor Doom is bad. The story that they had is not good either. I think the first one handled it way more because it actually made sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is not good.
Not
bad. Fan Four Stick.
Yes. Then you have Morbius.
I have not seen this, and nor do I want to.
Oh man.
I don't want to see it more than that.
There is something about Sony's attempt at building some universe without Spider-Man that at this point you have to just be like, I'm here for it.
That's like trying to make an Avengers movie, but it's only just Thanos.
Oh, dude, it's totally... yeah, no, it's not good. Morbius is not a good movie, but it's hilarious to watch.
Because of how bad it is.
Oh, it is hot garbage.
I think we're going to see a later movie that's worse than that.
Oh, yeah.
Blade. I have not seen this.
I actually haven't seen any of the Blade movies as well. But I think that they would be fun.
I don't have any particular order for them, but I think I'm least likely to watch them.
Yeah. Yep.
Daredevil. I haven't seen this.
You haven't.
I'm really wanting to.
Consider yourself lucky, man.
Oh, really?
These movies, they're not good.
How so?
They fundamentally just do not understand how to make good comic book movies.
So do you think they made Daredevil a different character than what he is?
Not different. They follow the lines okay, but man, it's rough.
Okay.
It's rough.
We have Ghost Rider, the first Ghost Rider.
I actually haven't seen the Ghost Rider movies.
Neither have I.
And I actually don't care to.
You don't care to?
Nope.
I think Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider doesn't make any sense.
Nicolas Cage is a national treasure.
I agree with that. I'm curious to see why they hired him as Superman almost.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Have you seen the test footage?
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. It is wild.
Madam Web.
I just watched this movie.
Oh, you did?
On Netflix.
Oh, what'd you think?
Oh man,
it just hurt.
It's a good time. It's a good time. It's so bad. It is so bad. It is so bad.
This is a movie I really, really don't want to see.
It is incredibly awful, and you have to see it. Brandon.
Okay.
You have got to see this movie.
I will only see it for how bad it is.
Maybe we need to watch it together. Because this movie, it makes no sense. Have you seen old school Japanese, like, dubbed content where their mouth is moving but they're saying something else?
Yes.
The ADR tracking in this movie where they go back and like re-record lines so that it sounds better and all that stuff, they just changed the dialogue. So they filmed all of this stuff and then they just were like, no, we don't like that. We're going to change the dialogue. So you will watch his mouth move in a live action movie. You will watch his mouth move and he will not be saying the things that you see. And it's insane.
But in the future, they have powers and they will try to destroy me. I came from nothing, less than nothing. I will not give up everything I've built and have my... I agreed to provide security for you because I thought you were close to finding the spider.
They didn't even have the money or the time to go in and fix it. That's what's so crazy. The ADR is so bad in this movie.
I think when they pitched the idea to this movie, I think the producers at Sony were like, interesting idea. I don't care. Do what you want.
I don't know how this movie ever got greenlit. I need to wash my mouth out with this next one, please.
Okay, the final one.
Oh, yes.
Across the Spider-Verse. Now, this is going to be a very controversial pick for me.
Okay.
I would put it in A tier,
Whoa!
but I would actually put it above. I'd put it above Loki. actually above Iron Man 3.
Man.
I'm sorry, I had to do it. See, this film, it was good. It was a good film. I really liked it. Thing is, there were things that could have been done better. Like 2099, Spider-Man, his character trait was okay. And I think Miles, the way he's portrayed in this movie could have been done better in a different situation.
Yeah.
And if I had to choose between this and No Way Home, I choose No Way Home.
Wow, you would.
Yes, I would.
Man. See, I put this right behind Endgame for me. I think the only reason why I put it, it's an S tier. I think it's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th overall movie.
Oh.
In my list.
Okay.
The reason why it's only at 5 is because I don't know where the rest of the movie is going. Because it's a half a movie.
Yes.
That's the only thing that I don't know. It's a half a movie. And not even the same way that like Infinity War is half a movie.
Yeah.
It is literally get to like the time where you're like ready to go and they cut off and they go, we're coming back next year.
You're just unsatisfied.
Absolutely.
But you would say that it is a good movie.
Oh, it's so
you
good.
You enjoy it.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
The new introduced characters, the new storyline. Like, oh man, this movie is perfect.
Okay.
I love this movie.
Oh.
So, what are your top 5 in your list?
The top 5.
Yes. To recap this thing.
My top 5 are the first Avengers, Infinity War, Endgame, No Way Home, and Into the Spider-Verse.
Wow.
That's my top 5.
Wow.
What are your top 5?
So good. Mine are Into the Spider-Verse, Infinity War, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Endgame, and Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay. So these are pretty controversial lists. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be screaming at what we have.
Yeah.
But I think they would agree with some of the films that we don't like. And I think there's one movie that we can agree that's bad. Madam Web.
Oh, dude.
All right. I hope you all enjoyed our lists and be on the eye out for what we have coming up next because it's going to be great.
Oh, yes.